the Alki case study goes like this. I was driving to church, and this is on a road that I took to church all the time. I play keyboard on my worship team at church, and we have worship practice on Thursday nights, and then we play 2 services on Sunday morning. So I'm driving by. I've been on the worship team 10 years, guys. So I've been driving by this property just forever. And I had recently purchased a excavator, and so I needed a flatbed trailer to haul the excavator for our construction company. So one day I'm driving by, going the same way I've always gone, and there's a flatbed trailer with a for sale sign on the front of it. So I pull over, and I come out and I start talking to the owner, and behind him I see this beautiful flat piece of ground, which ends up being about 5 acres. And I said to him, I said, hey, I did buy the trailer, just so you know, and it's been great. But as I'm sitting here talking with him about the trailer, I said, man, this is a beautiful piece of ground. I said, have you ever considered selling it? Because I'd be interested. And he said, you know, it's funny you ask me that because we just listed it this morning. And he points over to a sign that I didn't even see. I was so focused on the flatbed, I didn't even see the sign. And the thing just went live that morning. I said, what are you asking? And I can tell you guys, he was asking way too much. But after some interesting and unique structure, I was able to buy this parcel of ground for $450,000 less than his asking price and better than any of my competitors could touch it for, which made it just a tremendous deal. Now, there had been some preliminary work done on the potential development, but nothing of substance. Now, there was an old barn with asbestos caulking on the roof panels that had to be tested and mitigated before it could be torn down. And this required permitting from the city of Spokane Valley and the Spokane Regional Clean Air Agency. So to get the parcel approved by the city, we were going to have to tear down this barn. So for those that have a heart for old buildings, I would encourage you to divert your eyes for the next 3 minutes. We have this video, right? Is the video ready?
Oh, I had no idea we were doing the video.
I think it's in here. Yeah. Okay, I got the video in here. So while Peter's working on the audio here, let me set this up. Okay, this barn needs to come down so that we can get the plat approved so we can start building the duplexes. Now, many of you know Gary Myers, who is our Director of Broker Development, VP of Broker Development, and he works with a lot of you on the broker side. He has for many years been a Chevy guy, and I have for many years been a Ford guy. And since this barn needed to come down anyway, I thought, you know what? Why don't we use this as the true test of manhood, and let's see whose truck can pull this barn down. And so the day was set. We all met over here on a day, and I will let the video explain the rest of the story. Here we go.
Ford versus Chevy. It all started with a rivalry between 2 friends. The disagreement was simple. One drove a gorgeous Ford 250 diesel, and the other, a Chevy Duramax Silverado 2500. The two had argued whose truck was superior for years when suddenly the perfect opportunity presented itself. One of them, a real estate investor, had just purchased a 5-acre parcel of ground to build 14 duplexes. In the corner of the property sat an old, tired, dangerous, and condemned barn which the city demanded be removed for the safety of the community and for the approval of the coming project. And so the stage was set. The trucks sat ready to tear the barn down. As they lit up their engines, the duel of the century began. Within seconds of the ensuing tug-of-war, disaster struck. Not disaster due to a dangerous scenario, but rather disaster from a truck being used for an application it was not built for. Chevys are built for pretty boys, girly men, who are insecure and lift their trucks 8 inches in the air and put big metal tires on them to impress little men. Fords, on the other hand, are built Ford tough. They're built for confident men who have a job to get done and don't mess around with anything less. As the Chevy began to pull on the barn, it literally dug its own grave. Not only did it fail to pull the barn down, it was unable to get itself unstuck. So once again, the Ford was brought in to do a man's job and pull the Chevy out of its own ditch. Through the extreme power and superiority of the Ford, the Chevy was rescued. With the Chevy now sitting again on all fours, the Ford was engaged to get the job done. With the Ford in position, it easily pulls down the barn. Once again, Ford tough. If you've been debating on whether or not to buy a Ford or a Chevy, ask yourself a simple question. Are you an insecure girly man? Or are you a Ford tough man?
That is just fantastic. All right, now I know that video really excited half of you, and it really upset the other half of you. All right. Now, I do want to query the audience, and if you would please just go ahead and type in, are you a Chevy person or are you a Ford person? Now, I won't think anything less of you if you say you're a Chevy person. I just won't like you very much.